Welcome to your MyLabs Plus orientation video. MyLabs Plus is the Pearson website where you're going to access all of your homework and exams. To get to it, you start in your Canvas site. As mentioned earlier, you go to Modules. And hope it goes somewhere. Awesome. And you'll see down at the bottom your MyLabs Plus for Math SSO, single sign-on, doesn't matter. MyLabs Plus. You click that, and after a couple of links, it will open your MyLabs Plus right into your course. Now, the very first time that you access this, if you have never been in MyLabs Plus before, it'll bring up a page wanting you to enter your course code. Now, that's either the course code that you purchased at the bookstore or somewhere, or it'll give you the option right there, if you have a credit card, to buy the course code. I think it saves you about 20 bucks if you have a credit card and can buy it direct from MyLabs Plus instead of going through a bookstore or an online retailer. So first of all, it'll ask you to do that. If you have taken Math 1332 previously in the last year or so that still uses the same textbook that looks like this, then you don't need to buy a new course code. You just need to enter the link with my name on it. So once you enter, this is what your home page looks like. Now, for the most part, you're always going to be going into homework on this site, just like you always go into modules on your Canvas site. But there are some other things in here. You know, there's a grade book, there's a study plan. This is where you're going to access your tests, but remember, it has to be in a proctored environment. But if you need some extra work to do, you can look in the study plan. Chapter contents should give you access to the textbook. So, as we mentioned, you don't have to purchase the physical copy of the book. You have an electronic version here. You have all kinds of stuff. Here's a video presentation, also the multimedia e-text. And so here is where you can looks like techies need to update me. The textbook. So every page of the text is available to you should you want to ever look at the book. There's also like multimedia library where you can view different kinds of PowerPoints, videos, animations, different things. You can just search for any topic. If maybe my video still left you with questions and you weren't sure. And so on chapter 8 on the income tax section, and you didn't quite understand, you can search for some additional media to look at there. But again, as mentioned, mostly you're going to go in the homework tab. Okay, now the course hasn't started yet, so nothing is listed here. But typically, I'm going to manage this, which you can't do. But typically, when you go into homework, or actually on your home page, you'll see a list of your homework assignments. Okay? And so you just go down the list and tick them off. Again, since the course hasn't started yet, nothing is visible, but let's go in and preview an assignment. Let's go down to preview one just so I can show you how your homeworks will work and kind of what they look like. Now, you have to make sure that your pop-ups are allowed for this site, and if they're not, it'll notify you. Beep, beep, beep. So if you're having trouble, the main things you need to do are clear your history, empty your cache, and that usually takes care of everything. Make sure pop-ups are allowed. Okay, so notice 31 questions in this homework set. All right, some of these are just multiple choice, and you have this is a check answer. Notice what it does. Sorry, that's not correct. It kind of gives you a little hint, and it will allow you to try again. Okay, so let's try that. If it's a multiple choice question, it's just going to give you 2 chances. But if it's an open-ended answer, 2 plus 3, and it wants you to enter 5, it's going to give you 3 chances to get that question correct. Now let's do a final check. And notice, after 2 on a multiple choice or 3 on an open-ended, it's finally going to say, oh, look, that's not correct. Here's what the correct answer really was. And notice your 2 options. Now, if you choose next question, watch right up here. You can go on to the next question, but it marks that wrong, and you go to the next question. However, a better option instead of next question was to choose the similar question. Similar question will allow you to answer a very similar question again. Okay, so let's try it. The set of zodiac signs. Let's check our answer. Let's still say, oh, that's not correct. Okay, so let's try this one now. I think it's the set of zodiac signs that begin with the letter L. Oh, I got it. Now, watch right here. When I click next, notice that's my only option now. I got it correct. Next question, changed it to a check. Let's go back and look at it. Question 1, yes, it is saying I got that correct. So really, there's no reason, if you are serious about succeeding in this course and doing well, there's no reason that you should not have a near 100 homework average. Right? This is where you're learning your information, and you can try these questions over and over. Now, don't just sit there and try to beat the system, right? If you see what your mistake was, oh, I need to do that again because I know what I was doing, then do it again. You'll get it correct. If you've done it a couple of times and you don't understand why it keeps telling you that you're missing it, that's your key that, okay, I got to stop this and go either look at the video again, look at the page in the textbook, do something so that then I can come back and get that question answered correctly. You can go in and out of your homework as much as you like. You can stop it right here and come back later and pick up right where you left off. So that's how your homework is going to work, except for the ones that say mastery assignments. Every few sections, you're going to get something like this, a mastery assignment come up. Those you cannot go in and out of. You can only access them one time. It's kind of like a little quiz. And it counts twice as much as a homework. So make sure before you open it that you're ready to take the quiz. Because if you open it and you look at a question or two and say, oh my word, I need to study, too late. Right? So study for the Chapter 1 Mastery before you open it. Also, because it's like a little quiz, you cannot choose similar question over and over and over. You will get your 2 or 3 choices, but if you miss it, you won't get a similar question. Okay, again, it's kind of like a quiz. Basically, that's probably everything. Oh, let's go in again. And look at another question, something else you need to know. Okay, notice This little question help right up here at the right. See, here's some help for you. Like I said before, if you've missed it a time or two and you're not sure why, you don't see what you're doing wrong, then you can get some help right here without having to leave the site. So one of them is Help Me Solve This. Help Me Solve This will work you through the actual problem that you're working on, right? Notice, Help Me Solve This, it's put an X up there, right? You're not solving it, you're getting help solving it. But it'll give you some information and kind of lead you through the steps that you need to work the problem. And then it'll bring up a new problem for you to work. Or if that problem really you want to work it, but you're not quite sure what to do, you can do View an Example. And it'll bring up a similar problem and work you through that, and then allow you to go back and solve the original problem that was brought up. There are various things, and depending on the problem, there's different options over here. On this one, you have the choice to watch a little video that'll explain the problem that you're working on, or go to the page in the textbook. Right? Here's also where you can print your work if you want to do that. And this Ask My Instructor. Sometimes there's animations or, other things in here also, but here's where all your help is found. The Ask My Instructor sends an email to me, and then it'll notice what it did. Don't just not available during preview. Okay, sorry, I can't do that. But if you choose Ask My Instructor, it'll bring up a little text box down here at the bottom. Don't just send this question to me with a blank text box. Ask me your question. However, this isn't really a very good use of your help. For one thing, you're not going to get any immediate feedback. So that'll send the question to my email. When I check my email, then I can answer it, and it'll send it back to your email when you check your email. A better use of this is if you've done all of the work, except there was this one or two problems that you just really didn't understand. Maybe you even got the answer correct, but you still aren't sure. Send this to me. It'll show me the exact question you're working on, right? Write your little question, that I don't understand why I missed this. I got it correct, but it still doesn't make sense. Whatever your issue is. Or sometimes, there are always errors and everything, and sometimes it might say the correct answer is 5, you answered 5, and mark it wrong. So that's the kind of thing you definitely want to send me, and your little comment will be, this counted it wrong, but look, it's really right. Or if you really think it's right and there's a typo in the answer, say, I know this is 5, but it keeps telling me it's 7. Send that to me. Right, so that's a good use of the Ask My Instructor. Okay, so lots of help for you in here. Again, a serious endeavor at this course will show a near 100 homework average, which is great too. It counts as, it's 20%. It counts as much as the final. So work on your homework. Let me know if you have any questions or issues. And I'll see you again in the lecture videos. Good luck.